Let me know when the video comes out and you can hear my voice. Blah 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 blah. There.
Yeah, it started.
Okay. All right. But anyways, as I was saying, yes, she does deserve residuals for her voice in Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, Bayonetta Bloody Fate because she did the voice acting in that. She also did, there's a cameo of her in Smash Brothers, which, fine, whatever. And then you got Bayonetta and Vanquish, which is 10th anniversary, and then so on and so forth. But as I was saying in the other video, I don't know if people caught that or not, it probably got cut off. If you're a voice actor, you should be making the same amount of money, no matter if you've done it for 30 years and you've done so many voice acting. I mean, if you're going to base this off of union, the amount that you should be getting paid is the amount that you should be getting paid. However, she does go on to say that she was being paid a flat rate. We don't know, and this is my standpoint, we don't know exactly what is going on with the so-called flat rate because we were not there. We cannot make an assumption that we were there because that makes us look like an ass. Until we get proof from Platinum Games and or Helene Taylor, just shut up about it. Stop trying to make videos and influence people to not do, what they want to do. Let them make their own choice. As far as me, and I do feel her sympathy and pain when it comes to like artistic ability and stuff like that. I do feel if she was given a flat rate, which, if it's fact, that yeah, she was underpaid. And then if she was giving, even if she was given like one session to do a cameo, 4K union, that's still you've been voice acting for Bayonetta since Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, Bayonetta Bloody Fate, and then Bayonetta with Smash Brothers. That's still undercutting, even if you're union or not. So even if she was being paid 15K to do this, that would sort of be wrong. And, my aspect isn't, me being an artist because, I'm I sort of pulled the plug on my mic.
I was about
Being
to say.
being being an artist, I could feel her pain and I could feel sympathy for her, you know, as far as that's concerned. So let's hear more.
Was Coach Barbara Barkery, and 4.5 years with the legendary Larry Moss.
Larry Moss. I don't know if how many people know Larry Moss. He's really, really good. I did some research on him yesterday, and yeah, he's actually a voice acting coach who's been doing the business for over 35 years.
Angeles. And what did they think this was worth? What did they offer to pay me? The final offer to do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was 4,000 US dollars. To do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was 4,000 US dollars.
Let me say that again.
It was 4,000 US dollars.
Flat rate.
This is an insult to me. The amount of time that I took to work on my talent and everything that I have given given to this game and to the fans. I am asking the fans to boycott.
Alright, we already know about the whole boycott thing. We already know about the charity thing.
Too much. I was just asking for a decent, dignified living wage. I didn't ask for too much. I was just asking for a decent, dignified living wage.
A decent living wage. Knowing the gas prices, okay, and this is where I want to go as far as this is concerned. The gas prices, the cost of living, and everything else as far as, you know, living either, whether it be here or whether it be, I don't care what country it is, let's just put it that way. It's horrendous. All right, you got oil, which is an issue. You have food, which is an issue. Housing is somewhat of an issue because people can't afford it because of all the things that are going on. Food being transported, whether it be outside of states or inside of states. And I see it here in my state where a lot of food is just, it can't be transported because of the cost of diesel. People are forgetting that point. And microchips, let's take this for example, microchips can't even be processed because, well, COVID and all this stuff. It all stems from COVID. Whether you want to really realize it or not, it all stems from COVID because everything is becoming more expensive, more hard to find. Okay. But enough about the whole COVID thing, blah, 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 blah. I understand where she's coming from. She's asking for a decent, livable wage because everything in this day and age is getting more expensive and harder to deal with because of everything that's happened over the years. I can understand her point as far as that's concerned.
What they did was legal, but it was immoral.
As far as the legal side of it, yes, I do agree with her on that. But immoral, I also agree with. Because artistic abilities such as voice acting and stuff like that, they are undercut, underpaid. And I do feel, even though a 15K is not that much, especially nowadays with everything going on as the way it is, if they've, which is an estimated $450 million, we don't know the currency, okay? That is the thing. We don't know the currency because we don't know if she's talking about yen. We don't know if she's talking about US dollars. And, you know, even though they gave her a flat rate of 4,000 US dollars, we are missing the point here. We don't know if she's talking about US dollars 450 million. We don't know if she's talking about 450 million US dollars. We don't know if she's talking about 450 million UK or pounds, whatever. We don't know that. Until we are in her back pocket or Platinum Games' back pocket, we can't make assumptions because assumptions make us look like asses. Until we get a report from Platinum Games or Helena Taylor herself, do not believe in anything that you freaking hear or see or read. The Bloomberg report is not something that is a document from Platinum Games themselves. But yet we have the mentality to believe everything we freaking hear instead of getting the proof ourselves from the company and from those responsible. Who cares what Bloomberg says? That is the point I'm making. I don't give a rat's ass about Bloomberg. I want proof from either Helena Taylor or I want proof from Platinum Games. That is my standpoint. I could care less about social media because social media here in the States is trash. And honestly, when you look up Bloomberg with everything that's going on, the whole Donald Trump thing, they want some of that Donald Trump gravy. Like other news is not other news is not important compared to everything else. They report on what is going on in the world. You know, that's more so-called relevant, and I put quotes in here. All right, it's already been proven that Donald Trump did not fucking incite the January 6th riots. And he was against the whole white supremacy and everything else. That's already been proven. And if you don't believe me, you know, you can go to Tatum and you can go Louder with Crowder and look up all their stuff on everything that's going on right now. And then I got some jackhole, you know, saying that on Twitter that we have video games that are inciting violence on children and stuff like that. Okay, let me make something perfectly freaking clear here. Video games are a work of fiction. There has been several, and I don't even think one video game that, well, has been remotely historically accurate. So you are trying to make a point by saying video games are, in a sense, you know, bad. But there's no scientific proof that states that, you know, video games are harmful to people, or, you know, it's like Rich from Review Tech. He's made this point very clear that there is no significant scientific, you know, value when it comes to that. When you are dealing with games, they are a form of entertainment. It does not make them real. It does not make them factual. And people need to look beyond that. Okay? State, you know, proven point. They need to look beyond that. It's sort of like saying, you know, I may be going apples and oranges here, but it's sort of like when you have these people out here trying to evaluate SpongeBob and why he lives in a pineapple under the sea. That is a child show. Okay? Why you are making theories on this is beyond me. It is a form of fiction. A child show. A cartoon is a form of fiction. You can make all the theories you want. That's your cup of tea, fine. But it doesn't make it truthful. Okay? That is the point. That is the scenario. All right, let's get more into this.
For those of you who are interested, I'd like to go into a little more detail about the back and forth. The first thing was
more detail. This would have been the second part. The one-time fee. This does not consider, you know, the initial part. This is after the fact, after she reached out to Hidaki. This is after the fact. And that's what people are failing to realize here as well.
required to audition again, because sometimes voices change with time. So I auditioned for the role and obviously passed with flying colours.
Alright, so okay, well, let me retract that, because this is the initial part to where she was given the chance to do the voice for Bayonetta, stuff like that. Okay, cool, whatever. I don't know if she's... If she passed with flying colors, okay, and they give her a flat rate, or they gave her a flat rate of 4K to do the voice of Bayonetta, and then contacted her, which that could be.
They then sent me an insulting offer. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to write to Hideki Kamiya.
Okay, no, that would still put it in the aspect that she was given the flat rate of 4K. And then she's going to write to him.
I'm going to write to him and ask him for what I'm worth.
Then she writes to him to find out exactly what she's worth.
So I got a friend who has been in business
to write to him in Japanese, because if we know everything that went on with Platinum Games and everything that he deals with his platform and everything else, if you don't write in Japanese, you get blocked. You're the boss of a major company. You are making a game. And you put in your rules, if you don't write in Japanese, you will be instantly blocked. Instantly blocked because you don't write in Japanese. What kind of xenophobia crap is going on here? Because you can't take the time to have it either to learn English or have an English translator to help you. That's on you, Platinum. Just saying. Let's keep it real, 100%.
I know he read it because I got a reply.
She got a reply. Okay, obviously it's going to be in Japanese, because the person who wrote the reply obviously sent the email in Japanese.
I got a reply saying that he values greatly my contribution to the game and that the fans really want me to voice it over, and the memory of first meeting me as Bayonetta is a memory I hold dear.
The fans wanted her back. The fans wanted, and I'm going to say this again, her back as Bayonetta. What kind of crap? And this is just my opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt or not. Why would you boycott the game? Or some of you probably didn't. Okay, that's fine. Why would you boycott the game? If you are a die-hard fan, okay, and this is coming from an artistic point of view, and this is, you know, me being an artist, being objective, whatever. Why would you boycott the game, then turn around and flip it? Because Hale is now doing the voice acting for Bayonetta. Because obviously we already know Hale's being paid more money. We obviously know that. But as the video said, you know, I don't know if you guys, like I said earlier, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but she was being paid a flat rate of $4,000. I don't care what, like I said earlier, I don't care about the Bloomberg report. That don't mean shit. Because like I said, we are not in their back pockets. We don't know exactly the truth that's going on here.
So I thought, great, thank God. That was when they offered me $4,000 US. You know,
And that's for the cameo. This was after she wrote. After she already got the 4K. Okay? This is what people are forgetting. You know, they're not listening to the whole video. They're only assuming that, you know, what she is saying is false. So she's been given the 4K flat out rate. This is just her words. And then she was given out 4K flat out rate, probably for the cameo. So either way, she was still getting screwed. Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there. She didn't say 15K. Or she didn't say, you know, whatever, how many sessions or whatever. She was getting a flat out rate. No sessions, you know, she wasn't, you know, mentioning sessions or anything like that, because it would be more prevalent to say how many sessions you have. So you know exactly, you know, if anything, what she was getting paid. That's not $1,000 per session, because That should have been what she was making. Yes, I agree. But 15K is not even enough. Not for a livable wage, especially now, these times, today. It's not livable. Meat's gone up. Housing's gone up as far as heat, electricity, water, etc. So let's take that in consideration here.
Platinum had the cheek to say that I was busy, that they couldn't make it work with Miss Taylor's schedule. Well, I had nothing but time.
There's another point. Nothing but time. Okay? And I want to make this perfectly clear, on the whole situation. If she had nothing but time, why couldn't you make the effort to reach out to her? Why couldn't you make the effort to maybe give her a slice, bit more of the pie? 6 figures is a stretch. Maybe. It's voice acting. I don't do voice acting, but, I do a lot of music. Of course, anybody who watches my channel knows that. But 6 figures, especially this day and age, it would make sense. If you got paid $450 million for the series in total, whether it be Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, Bayonetta, Bloody Fate, which is included because she voiced it, Bayonetta Smash Brothers, Bayonetta / Vanquish 10th anniversary. People are forgetting that they need to include the anime and the 10th anniversary and Smash Brothers. The only thing that I'm getting back is replies from Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2. And I'm sorry, $30 flat rate on either of those games. When the game, I think 2009, PlayStation 3, $49.99 when the game first came out. You can't just put $30 on there and be like, oh, this is it. Yes, price of games do go down. I understand that. But you need to start from the top and go to the bottom. You can't sit there, well, flat rate. No. No. It doesn't work that way, especially in business. You go from the top and you go to the bottom. Right now on Steam, Bayonetta is 75% off. Great. But it wasn't like that when it first came out. You can't make flat rate and then say, well, that's it. Because it doesn't make sense. And the numbers won't match. That's what people fail to remember and fail to, fail at, when it comes to as far as business practice. You have to go from the top to the bottom.
They now have a new girl.
Yeah, we already know about the new girl. That's fine. Do I think she made Bayonetta with her voice? As far as, okay, artistically, she gave the voice to Bayonetta. She gave her life with her voice. I mean, do I think she owns it? In some retrospect, yes. Because she gave the attitude, the blood, sweat, and tears of who her personality is and who she represents as a character, the sassy, heroine. She's an actress, not an actor. She's an actress. She is a female. Now, do I think she owns the rights? No, because you have coders, you have artists who drew her up, and you do have the developers, and I think they're all an important play in this as far as artistic ability. And I think all of them should get credit. I think developers are underpaid, voice actors are underpaid, coders are underpaid. Because, it's like she said, fat cats take all the reward and leave people just crumbs. That's the point she was getting at. It's not just voice acting as a whole, it's the whole company as a whole. Nintendo, because they're in suits. Yes, of course, funding them. Guilt by association. I don't care which company you are. Because you are sitting there in your suit and you are just wanting money. You are wanting that cake and trying to eat it too. It's not how life works. You can't have your cake and eat it too. There are some things in this world that are black and white. A lot of things are not black and white. But the vast majority is black and white. Especially when you're dealing with contracts.
They'll probably try and do a spin-off with that, and sometimes think I'm not very much like Bayonetta at all, but I guess I am a little bit more like Bayonetta than I thought.
Alright, do I blame Hale for taking the role for Bayonetta? No, because she probably didn't know. Do I put fault on Hale for taking her part? No. Helena was mad, and rightfully so. If I was given 4K to do, whatever voice acting for a major AAA game that I have done, such as Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, and Bayonetta Bloody Fate, I'd be a little miffed too. I see her point, which is others have failed to see the point. She is the main role of Bayonetta, and will always, in my eyes, be the main role of Bayonetta. When somebody comes along and voice acts a voice, a lot of people do pick up on that. A lot of people do see that as an artistic feel, as the personality goes away because somebody else is doing the voice. I could see the point in view that she's trying to make. When the fans wanted her back to do the voice of Bayonetta, and they flipped because Hale's doing the voice. You're going to see it, and I'll bet you when I do the review on it, which I will be doing a review on it, and I will be doing a review on it openly. Which, okay, the art looks great. I'm not going to lie about that. It really looks good. The story and the voice of Bayonetta as a whole is going to make a difference. I can tell you that right now. I'm not asking anybody to boycott it. They can do whatever they want as far as their own opinion. But I know there's going to be a difference. And I know for a fact a lot of fans that bought this game are going to be upset. I can already foresee it. A lot of people being upset because the oomph of this character is going to be gone.
I understand that boycotting this game is a personal choice, and there are those that won't, and that's fine.
Which I agree with.
If you're someone who cares about people, who cares about the world around you, who cares about who gets hurt with these financial decisions, then I urge you to boycott. Around you, it's fine. But
Listen again.
someone who cares about people, who cares about the world around you, who cares about who gets hurt with these financial decisions.
Which she is talking immorally. She was given a flat rate at 4K. She can't make a living on 4K. She can't deal with her house with 4K if she's having issues with her house or whatever. Running a car is probably going to cost her more with the prices of gas, and if if she pays insurance on her car, I mean, it's only going to last a few months. 15K is not even that good. I mean, when you take it, I mean, this is just the U.S., but I mean, you have property tax, stuff like that. I mean, everything that goes on. But in the U.K., it's worse. Worse than here in America, and people are forgetting that. TV tax, house tax. I mean, you got other things like electricity that you either pay by daily or monthly. I mean, everything together is just not enough. And US dollars translated to UK dollars, it's lower because their dollar market is higher than ours. That's what people fail to realize.
Then I do it to stand up in solidarity with people all over the world, lest the rotten crumbs ill health. Because of it,
All right, she's going into the crumbs and. All right, I'm not going into her private life. That's just her. I mean, she put it out there for the whole world to hear. That's fine. But that's my standpoint. I am with her on this. I do feel her pain, and I know exactly where she's coming from. And people may hate me for it. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I care less. But I'm going to mind that fence, and I'm going to be on that fence. I'm not going to believe a single report unless it is coming from her or Platinum Games, period. I don't care if it's coming from Bloomberg. I don't care if it's coming from IGN. I don't care if it's coming from other news sources. I want to see the proof from either both. And that is final. If she broke NDA, the NDA for her is already broken. And there should not be any problem showing any proof from her side and her side alone. Hale's a different story. She's under a contract under NDA, which is totally different. But if she broke NDA, it should be no different. But yet we have yet to hear anything from Platinum Games. And any legal team should not be over 2 weeks on delivering anything as far as substantial proof. And Bloomberg's report is probably everything that everybody's already entailed in videos. Because they want to follow the norm. But yeah, it's bullshit. Everybody's following the norm. And until I have physical evidence, evidence saying otherwise, will I review the game? Of course, like I said, yes, openly. People may not like my review. People might enjoy my review. That's fine. One way or the other, it doesn't matter to me. But as an artistic standpoint, I see her view and I see her point. That is what people are failing to realize because they don't have an immoral bone in their body. They only care what lines their pockets. Instead of the personal aptitude when it comes to somebody being an artist and love what they're doing, not only for the company, but for its fans. That's the bottom line. All right, so that's the end of what I got to say, and I think I stressed my point out enough. But this is Raziel Tempest. I'm freaking out of here.